You don't need to control every turn. You don't need to steer every outcome. You just need to flow with the quiet river of life that moves through you. But the moment people hear, "Let go of the ego," a quiet fear rises inside them. A fear that whispers, "If I let go, I'll become nothing. If I stop trying, I'll become lazy. If I don't prove myself, I'll disappear." But the truth is the opposite. When the ego no longer runs the show, you don't fall into laziness, you rise into clarity. You don't lose your purpose, you discover your real one. You don't stop growing, you start growing differently from the inside out. Without the ego, you act not because you're being watched, but because your heart is moved. You create not to impress, but to express. You love not to receive, but because love flows from you like breath. The ego always says, "You're almost enough, just not yet." It gives you a false ladder to climb where every step just reveals another step. More love, more proof, more certainty. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life climbing that ladder, never realizing it leads nowhere. You try to fill a leaking well, pouring energy and effort in day after day, but it never fills. Because the hole isn't in the world, it's in the belief that you need to be more, but one day something happens. You stop striving, you stop fixing, you stop becoming. And in that silence you hear it. The miracle, the realization. You never lacked anything, you just forgot what you already are. Think about a moment when you did something just because it felt right. No one asked you, no one expected it. There was no reward, you just did it because it came from your center. That is what freedom looks like. Not loud, not glamorous, just honest. When you live from that place, your actions aren't noisy, but they echo, they go deep, they land. A bird doesn't build its nest for applause. It doesn't ask if its nest is better than another's. It just builds, it lives true to its nature, that's enough. And you can live like that too. You are not a role, you are not a title, you are not the words other people have used to describe you. You are not the mask you wear at work or the one you wear at dinner. You are the breath before the mask, the presence before the role, the life before the label. Real freedom is not escaping your duties. It is meeting them without the ego clinging to the outcome. It's choosing your responsibilities because they align with your truth. Not because they win you praise, you still show up. You still serve, you still love, but no longer to prove something. No longer to keep a fragile identity alive. You do it because it's yours to do, and slowly life stops feeling like a race. You stop comparing timelines, stop checking mirrors, stop looking sideways. You start noticing the scent of tea, the stillness of a tree, the softness in someone's eyes. You say, "I love you," not to get a reply, but because love wants to be spoken. You feel sad and you don't call it weakness. You smile and you don't hope someone is watching. You live for no reason at all. And that's when life becomes most beautiful. Letting go of the ego doesn't make you disappear. It reveals how vast you truly are. You become spacious, grounded, real, no longer lost in the storm of your thoughts. No longer drowning in emotional noise, no longer trapped in the cage of me. You become like water, formless, free, alive. And this state is not a goal to reach, it is your natural state. Always available, already here. You don't need anyone to name you, you don't need a spotlight, you don't need to be the best in the room, you just need to return. Return to presence, to stillness, to breath, no show, no striving, no proving. And when you stop clinging to the idea of who you're supposed to be, you arrive at who you truly are. Not a role, not a mask, not a character, just presence, just being, just now. And something begins to rise in you. Not a voice, not a thought, something quieter. Something you've never heard because it doesn't speak. It's the knowing. You used to think you were the star of a movie, now you realize you are the screen the movie plays. Drama unfolds, characters come and go. But when the film ends, the screen is still there, untouched, unchanged always. You are not the scenes. You are not the story, you are the space it all plays in, and when that lands really lands, you may cry. Not from sorrow, but from remembrance, because something ancient inside you just woke up. You were never born the way you thought. You were never a role to begin with. You simply appeared as life itself, and when you die, it won't be the end. It will be the closing of a chapter. Life will keep flowing. Because you were never the actor, you were always the light behind the stage. Imagine standing in a room full of mirrors, each one reflecting a different image: the parent, the lover, the winner, the wounded, the hopeful, the ashamed. You picked one, maybe two, and you said, "That's me." You lived to protect it, to fix it, to polish it. But one day something breaks, something cracks, and for a split second you step back and you see it. It was all reflection. None of it was ever you. You were the light that made reflection possible. And when you let go of the labels, the memories, the expectations, you don't vanish, you arrive into a fullness that has no name. You don't need a reason to exist, because life doesn't need a reason. It just wants you present, no role, no script, no stage, just this, just you. Just now, you're not falling into emptiness, you're falling into your origin, the source of all experience, where anything is possible but nothing is required. You have spent years trying to be better, trying to be free, trying to be enough. Now you are not trying at all, and in that moment, you are free. No words are needed, no titles, no validation, just knowing. If something inside you stirred while reading this, something tender, something unnameable but real, let it stay, not by force, but like a seed. Let it root, let it rest, it will bloom when it's ready. And when it does, you won't need anyone to remind you who you are, you'll know. You are not the mirror, you are not the image, you are the light. You don't have to become anything. You already are what you've been searching for all along. Now breathe and step out into the world, not as someone trying to become, but as someone who has remembered. Welcome home. Everything has a frequency, and you are resonating with hundreds of signals like that every day. Ask yourself, what did you resonate with today? With peace or with confusion, with inspiration or with lamentation, with hope or with fear? You cannot control the frequency of the world, but you can always choose the vibration you are associated with. And when you choose to resonate with high energies, the miracle is that you not only change yourself, but also lift the space around you to a different frequency. A person who lives in love can calm a room full of tension. A person who maintains inner peace can become the spiritual support for the whole family. That's the power of resonance. No noise, no reasoning, just being present. And when you live like that long enough, you will see that negative people naturally leave you. New opportunities naturally come to you. Doors that seemed closed suddenly open. That must be a miracle, that you are becoming a point of energy so powerful that the universe cannot ignore it. Remember, you are not alone in this universe. You are part of a giant symphony, and each of your vibrations is joining a larger flow when you tune into the right frequency. You don't have to try too hard, because then the whole universe will start singing with you. There are things you can't explain with logic, but your heart knows very well. Those are the moments when you know something is about to happen, and it really happens when you think of someone and they text you, that feeling of freshness. When you stop and look up and feel that you are not alone, it is intuition. The invisible gateway that connects you to the universe. Intuition is not a special ability that only sensitive people have. It is a gift that everyone has, but only those who truly listen can open it. And what opens that gateway is the frequency at which you are vibrating. When you vibrate at a high frequency through love, gratitude, meditation, your mind becomes calmer, cleaner. And when the mind is silent, the heart begins to speak. Intuition does not come as a clear voice. It is a deep feeling, a vague but strangely accurate intuition. It is a pure flow of information that the universe is sending to you. If you are awake enough to receive it, the noisy mind cannot hear the guidance. Only the heart vibrates slightly to feel the subtle waves. And like super high-frequency radio signals, you cannot receive them unless you raise your frequency enough to tune into what the universe is broadcasting. Tesla once said, if you want to understand the universe, think in energy, frequency, and vibration. That is not just a quote for physics, it is a guide for the journey of life. You are not just a body, you are a soul in a temporary form. And when you vibrate high, you return to your true nature of light, of love, of pure connection with Source. Intuition often comes in the most seemingly mundane moments, when you are walking in the woods, when you are washing dishes in silence, when you are meditating and not trying. That is because you have moved out of the beta stress analysis brainwave level into the alpha or theta level, where your subconscious connects with the larger energy. And when you are in this level long enough, you begin to realize that the best decisions do not come from logical analysis. They come from a very clear feeling in your heart. This is the right thing to do. That knowing does not come from you, but from a more sacred part of you that is connected to the whole. Some call it God. Some call it the universe. Some just call it the inner light. The name does not matter. What matters is whether you recognize that you are being guided. The higher you live in the vibration, the more you feel this subtle flow. You no longer have to strain to control everything. You begin to trust, you let go, and you act from a deeper place where there is no fear, only guidance. Then you no longer have to ask, what should I do? You just ask, what lights up my heart? And the answer always comes from a depth beyond ordinary thinking. Imagine life as a river. The low frequency is when you are struggling upstream. The high frequency is when you are floating with the clear water, gently guiding the direction, but always knowing that you are supported by something greater. Knowing the truth is one thing, living that truth is another, and to truly change your vibrational frequency, you don't have to wait for your spirit to call you. You just have to start with concrete, small, but persistent actions. There are 4 simple steps that you can take every day. No fancy techniques, no blind faith. Just give yourself some space to press the button to tune the waves in your mind and heart. Step 1, meditate to bring your mind back to its original frequency. Meditation is not for you to sit still. Meditation is for you to listen to the original music inside you before being distorted by the noise of life. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you sit down and focus on your breathing. Each time you take a deep breath, you review your energy. Scientific studies have proven that meditation changes the structure of the brain, calming beta waves of stress and increasing alpha waves of relaxation, creativity, and heightened awareness. When you maintain this state regularly, the energy field around you begins to change, and you become a positive resonance point. Step 2. Practice gratitude to match the waves with the miracle. Gratitude is a very high and special frequency. It can be practiced at any time. Every morning when you wake up, write down 3 things you are grateful for. Whether it is the sunshine, a good night's sleep, or someone who listens to you. Feeling grateful not only makes you happier, but it also adjusts your entire vibrational frequency. When you live in gratitude, you send a signal that I am receiving and I am ready to receive more, and the universe responds by sending you things to be grateful for. The more full you feel, the more fullness you attract. That is the sweet paradox of vibration. Step 3. Connect with nature in sync with the original frequency. Nature is unpolluted by distractions. No tree worries about the future. No river regrets the past. When you walk barefoot on the ground, when you watch the clouds touch the leaves, when you hear the rain fall, you are allowing your body to synchronize with the original frequency of life. Just 20 minutes a day in nature, or even just a few minutes of deep breathing by the window looking out at the sky, is enough to bring your nervous system back into balance. Nature heals not because it tries, but because it is always. in tune with the universe. Step 4, observe your words and thoughts that clear your energy field. Every word you speak is a vibration. Every thought you hold is a wave. If you speak words of criticism, complaints, resentment, you are emitting heavy, noisy energy. Conversely, when you speak words of love, encouragement, gratitude, you are clearing the energy space around you. Practice mindfulness in your language. Start by replacing a negative statement with a neutral one, then a positive one. When you find yourself thinking in the same way, stop and ask, does this wave help me resonate with what I desire? As long as you practice these 4 things every day without perfection, you will see a marked change in your mood, in your relationships, in your opportunities. And most of all, you will feel yourself moving closer to a higher version of yourself. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator, and the vibration you choose each day is the baton that conducts the entire symphony of your life. Since you began this journey, you have discovered that everything from matter to emotion vibrates. You have understood that the mind emits frequencies, resonance shapes reality, intuition is the universal compass, and practice is the bridge that brings consciousness into action. Now stand up as the conductor. You do not need to wait for the universe to change because you are the universe, vibrating in human form. Every thought you choose, every word you speak, every emotion you hold is a note you play in this symphony, and those notes will dictate the next part of your life's music. If you emit a vibration of fear, life will respond with situations that make you more anxious. If you emit a frequency of love and peace, you will find gentleness coming your way. It's not the law of attraction, it's the law of resonance. The inevitable truth of living in a universe that operates on energy. You can rewrite the script of your life not with your hands, but with the frequency you emit each moment. And the great thing is that you don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to choose a higher vibration right now. Choose gratitude instead of complaining. Choose forgiveness instead of holding on to hurt. Choose presence instead of chasing the noise of the world. Because every time you choose like that, you press the beat again and change the whole song. And when you live like that long enough, you will find that you don't need to say much. Your energy will reach others. No need to try to control. Life will start responding to the frequency you choose. No need to look for miracles because you have become the miracle. You are the essence, the conductor, the music. The universe is listening to you play. If you feel awakened by this journey, leave a comment. I choose to vibrate at the frequency of love, and share this video as an invitation for those who need to readjust their own music. Life is not a test, it is a symphony. And you are the one who writes each note, and entering the highest part of the journey. When you raise your frequency high enough, you will begin to spread it. Healing not only for yourself, but also for the world around you, where you can actively raise your frequency every day. No need for theory, no need to wait for miracles, just you start through simple but transformative specific actions. Because you do not just vibrate, you can actively adjust and spread the frequency you choose.